Anytime anybody voices a concern about the quality of life that we're going to be leading, we're called environmentalists. And if that's so, I am an environmentalist.
I'm marching today because I have a daughter and I want the next generations after to grow up and live and thrive.
There was a lot of hardcore environmentalists there. There was also a lot of good farm folks, what I call them. Everybody had a common goal.
What is going to happen to us is going to be the fate of the rest.
The white ice reflects a lot of sunlight, but as the ice goes away,
you are the Public Utility Commission. Public, that's first.
I've been impressed by a lot of technology in my lifetime, but I don't know if anything tops this.
We have more sunshine in Nevada than they have heat and hell. And it's a sin if we don't do something with it.
When I talk to young people, they're not even questioning that this is happening. They just understand it. Feel like it's just happening.
I can hear bugles in the distance. It sounds like the cavalry coming.
Hip-hop has really been a platform to amplify the message.
For me, I could say water is love.
All your problems disappear when you're out here on the water. It renews you.
That's where we should be putting our attention, into our own natural landscape right here.
Change just doesn't happen. It takes a process. You got to work at it.
Environmentalists fight for environmental justice.
Thank you for watching.
What am I going to say to my kids about the earth we've left them? Are we going to say I'm sorry? I find that unthinkable.
Hello, inVIVO community. My name is Jill Tidman, and I am a filmmaker, storyteller, and activist committed to creating a world in equitable balance, where human and planetary health and justice are fundamental values driving action. I am also the executive director of the Redford Center and joining you today from the unceded ancestral homelands of the Ramaytush Ohlone peoples, who are the original inhabitants of the San Francisco Peninsula. It is such an honor to share this space with you. For those of you unfamiliar with the Redford Center, the folks you just heard from in that short film articulated the vision and the values of the organization far better than I can on my own. But to put it simply, the Redford Center is a nonprofit organization, or as I like to say, a social profit that uses the power of storytelling to galvanize environmental justice and regeneration. Our work aims to achieve real-world impact through the unique power of telling stories through film. So we produce films to push key narrative strategies. We support under-resourced filmmakers who live and work on the front lines. We collaborate with activists and other movement organizations and assist educators across the globe in nurturing our youth to be engaged as advocates and problem solvers for the radically different future that they are going to inherit. We believe that one of the biggest challenges we face as a society is the increasing disconnection between humans and the natural world. Today, Americans spend over 90% of their time indoors, and the average child spends only 4 or 7 minutes a day outside playing. Yet we know that the benefits of nature exposure for individuals, for communities, for society, and for the planet are vast. And we believe that there's an urgent need to mitigate the ways a largely indoor existence is reshaping our lives for the worse, from health problems exacerbated by nature deprivation to systemic inequities reinforced when communities lack access to the outdoors, to reinforcing the extractive relationship we presently have with nature that most world leaders believe they must defend. We have an opportunity to radically reevaluate our relationship with the planet, to do things differently, push back against the status quo and the inertia of our modern day technological world. and take the time to reconnect with the outdoors. We must critically examine and question who does and who does not have access to nature and why that is, and what can we do about it. We must remind ourselves that nature is our life source. This is what inspired the Redford Center to launch our Nature Films project, sharing stories that call attention to the complex inequities related to issues of nature access and increasing the representation of communities impacted most by environmental injustice, which are often the very same communities closest to and leading on the solutions. Throughout my career, I have witnessed the undeniable power of storytelling through film. If we are intentional about sharing these stories, honoring the diverse voices in this movement, and making these stories accessible to all, I believe we can mobilize mass participation in the movement toward environmental justice and regeneration. I just do. Bringing these stories to our communities is a way for us to take nature from being the backdrop of our everyday lives and move it to the forefront, to remind us of the interdependencies that exist and prioritize the connection between human and environmental health. I suspect you're here today because our planet is a priority for you, and you're ready and willing to take the steps necessary to protect, preserve, and restore it. I'm honored to be in community with each of you and look to you all as a source of hope and potential for what the future of our planet could look like if we continue to commit ourselves to this work together. I leave you today with one more short film that reminds us of how nature supports our existence and encapsulates what it means to be in equitable balance, which is both our priority and our goal. Enjoy.
This little bit of soft dust keeps waking me up all in my head.